this is perfect for the Edmonton Oilers as Christmas is coming up and they might have to add a few goaltenders to their wish list if things continue to go south for the goaltenders. But all that and more today on Oilers Digest. But first, if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, make sure you do so as we are on the road to 2,500 subscribers. If you have subscribed already, we'd like to thank you. But if you haven't, what are you waiting for? Make sure you hit that subscribe button and you won't miss out on any of our content. And also, this video today is brought to you by Rentals.ca, who are proud supporters of Team Canada. While they've been supporting our national team defend their home court in international competition, they've also been helping thousands of Canadians find their home floor all across the country. Whether you're in Toronto, Vancouver, Montreal, Calgary, Halifax, Winnipeg, Mississauga, Edmonton, Victoria, or St. John's, from coast to coast, Rentals.ca have a ton of options to find the perfect place in price for you. Their website is clean and easy to use, and you can pinpoint exactly on the map where you want to move, finding all of the options in your area. Find your home court with Rentals.ca and check out their website in the pinned comment down below or also in the description down below. And again, shout out to Rentals.ca for supporting our channel, Team Canada, and for you guys for finding the best rentals all across the country. Now the Oilers, they might have to get a new acquisition to find a rental with ironing out the crease. Yes, the Edmonton Oilers, we've been down this path before, up and down the path, the start of this season with goaltending and with Stuart Skinner. Just looking here at the graph provided to you by Zach Lang of Oilers Nation. Of course, October and November, the opening 2 months of the season, not exactly his strongest, but seems to turn the corner in December, putting up a career .915 in the month of December. When the snow hits the ground, Stuart Skinner's game seems to find his way around stats wise. And again, a stronger month into January, and then again dips in February, but picks it back up again in March and April. Now, we have to consider things if he doesn't find his game in one of the best months statistically of his career, December, the Oilers might have to go into the trading phones. They might have to or hit the phones rather. Pardon me. But when it comes to options in nets, there's one here, John Gibson from the Anaheim Ducks, with Kevin Weeks of the NHL Network saying, I think he's got a lot of game left. He should be drawing the eyes of teams that need help in goal. And Pierre LeBrun of the Athletics saying Gibson has a modified no-trade clause, but my understanding is he would consider the Oilers, who came one win short of the Stanley Cup last season. But my sense that goaltending is not the Oilers' focus right now. That's not because of their goalies haven't been fantastic, but because that type of trade would have a lot of moving parts and affect their cap right now. The Oilers are focused on getting their forward group going in a more effective, inconsistent offensive way, and closer to March 7th, I suspect the blue line will require an addition. Now, of course, the Nurse-Kulak pair has been fantastic, again, in a very limited amount of games, but still one of the best second pairs the Oilers have seen in quite some time. So if they do have to find someone on the blue line, it would be a third pairing guy next to Ty Emberson, of course, Travis Dermott and Troy Stetcher. They are not mainstays on the lineup. Sure, you can plug and play whenever, but they are not, if you're looking into the playoffs, they are not a permanent fixture to the blue line. They are only a stopgap. But when it comes to goaltending, the Oilers, in my opinion, I think they're a great goaltender away from finally winning it all. No disrespect to Stuart Skinner here. Of course, he would be a perfect 1A, 1B, but right now he is proving to himself he is not the guy for the Oilers, as much as I hate to say it. But LeBrun says goaltending, it's just not a priority for Edmonton. My understanding is the Oilers are not looking at goaltending at all right now. For cap reasons, for other reasons, they're going to sink or swim with Stuart Skinner right now. That's what I say today on November 20th. Ask me again in a couple months, who knows. But, let's look forward to a couple months when the Oilers do have to look for a goaltender. Here's hoping. But for John Gibson, this season, putting up a 2.71 goals against average and a .915, again, in a very limited amount of games. 4 games played, 3 wins, no losses, and only 1 overtime loss. But everyone's sort of saying with the rise of Lucas Dostal, they're sort of writing John Gibson off as if he's in the twilight of his career. But you can see that he's only 31 years old. So when it comes to, John Gibson revitalizing his career per se with the Oilers, I think that would be something beneficial, not for just John Gibson, who came into the Ducks training camp apparently in great attitudes, but a dangerous goaltender is a motivated goaltender, and I think John Gibson on a cup contending team would be supreme. Of course, the 2017-18 season was the last time the Anaheim Ducks made the playoffs, and Gibson's numbers have been steadily on the decline since then, but also the Ducks have also been terrible since that time. From the 2019-20 season until the 2023-24 season, the 31-year-old has had a .900 save percentage and a 3.36 goals against average, along with a very ugly 74-129 and 33 record. Now, of course, John Gibson and the Ducks have not been good. And it says here, while it's true the Ducks have been terrible in that stretch, some of that does lie with John Gibson, as his decline is real with the emergence of 24-year-old Lucas Dostal, who started the bulk of games while Gibson was out due to appendix surgery. The Ducks may look to move on from their veteran goaltender, and it would be, again, beneficial for the Edmonton Oilers. If the Ducks do retain, I do believe John Gibson makes a little over $6 million, but a $3 million John Gibson is still, again, a very valuable John Gibson. Just looking here at the Ducks goaltending duo with Dostal in Gibson. Of course, Dostal is phenomenal with the goals saved above expected, especially on that terrible Ducks team. I did watch earlier in the season the Ducks playing against the Colorado Avalanche, and Dostal doing everything he can to make sure the Ducks were close to winning that game, as the Avalanche didn't score until they're less than 15 seconds in overtime. So he is the goalie of the future for the Anaheim Ducks. While John Gibson seems to have one foot out the door already. But another goaltender looking here, we're staying in the state of California, is Mackenzie Blackwood, and he's only making $2.35 million, which is again sublime for the type of goaltender that he is on. And again, another awful Californian team. Of course, he was on the New Jersey Devils, put up some respectable numbers there, and then was traded to the San Jose Sharks, and that would be another goaltending target for the Edmonton Oilers to sort of look at. I would love both of these goaltenders on my team. You take your pick at which one, but again, the San Jose Sharks not exactly helping out Mackenzie Blackwood's numbers at all. Of course, last year, Blackwood had a sub-900 save percentage, but allowed over 3 goals a game on average, 3.45 goals against average. That means he's getting peppered with shots, facing 1,383 shots last season, or 31 shots per game on average. And the Sharks have improved this season, have Blackwood's numbers through 14 goal games this season. Blackwood has had a .909 save percentage and a 2.99 goals against average, with a 4-7-3 record. Although the save percentage and goals against average are better, Blackwood still faces on average 30 shots a game. Now, again, Blackwood, the Sharks not exactly good at defense, but with the Edmonton Oilers, I think he would thrive behind the system. Of course, fans are saying, well, the Oilers aren't really that good defensively. They're, not doing that much this year, letting everything in. But really, it all boils down to just being unlucky between the crease, as the Oilers have been strong defensively. You can see here Mackenzie Blackwood, 2.2 goals saved above expected, so he ranks within the top 20 in the league for that. Meanwhile, Stuart Skinner on the opposite end of the spectrum with minus 9.8 goals saved above expected. So that just pretty much means he's let in 10 more goals than he really should have. Of course, Connor Ingram, Alexander Georgiev, another team, the Avalanche, are looking for a goalie desperately, even with the Carolina Hurricanes, with Kochetkov and Freddie Anderson being injured. They are certainly trying to look for a replacement, and they might snap up either Blackwood or Gibson, who knows. But just looking from the Oilers on the defensive side of things, from NHL Sid, he says, according to the ClearSight Analytics model, a proprietary model with access to more granular data than public models, which helps the case here for analytics getting deeper into the numbers here. The Oilers have allowed the 4th fewest scoring chances per game in the league, and this is a much better defensive team than given credit for. So with either Blackwood or Gibson, I think they would thrive tremendously well behind the Oilers. Of course, Gibson, sort of a last gasp. I don't want to make him sound old or anything, but again, he hasn't been to the playoffs in 6 years. So for him to revitalize his career in Edmonton, that would be a huge thing. Of course, he wasn't willing to waive his no move clause, rather, for a Canadian team. But I think out of all the teams that could give Gibson a shot at being the guy again in the crease, Edmonton is one of them. But let me know in the comments what you think about the Oilers goaltending situation as we get into what's next. Yes, the Oilers still on their break. They have 2 more days before their next game against the Utah Hockey Club on Friday night. And we've had some comments from Connor McDavid and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, with McDavid saying you got to use the rest. The rest is a great thing. Obviously, coming in here down the stretch in December before the Christmas break, we're using the rest as best we can to work on a few things. We worked on the power play a little bit today. Encouraging news, which was good. So it's kind of a weird week for sure, but we'll take it. And Ryan Nugent-Hopkins saying, I think we've been going pretty steady for the past little while, so it's good to get a little bit of a reset. Obviously, you don't want too much of a break where you kind of let off the gas a little bit, but I think having a couple days of practice here will be good for us. Today was a good one, and I think it was good to have a few days to give our bodies and our minds a little bit of a break before we get back to it in a few days, and that's very encouraging from Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, as he hasn't exactly had the best start to a season. Only 9 points in 22 games, especially right next to Connor McDavid on not just the first line, but also on the Oilers' power play. Again, let me know down in the comments what you think about the whole goaltending situation. Are you happy with Skinner? Do you think he'll bounce back with his game in the next couple of weeks, especially December, which again is statistically a top month with him? Or would you rather roll with Blackwood or Gibson? And also let me know what are your thoughts about this break. I mean, it's been a long break without Oiler hockey. I mean, it feels like it's been a month. It feels like it's the summer again with no Oiler hockey, but rest assured it will be back, and we will be back again to cover any and all Oiler news. And make sure you subscribe. That's it for today's video. Have yourselves a fantastic rest of the day. I'm Matt.